talk to me. He says his spending plan is paid for. Is it?
Well, his proposal might be paid for. The devil will be in the details. And of course, it is not the president who writes legislation. It is Congress. And we are starting to sort of see preliminary indications of what this bill will look like. We do know that it is a priority for many important Senate votes in particular, including Senator Manchin and Senator Sinema from Arizona, that this bill is paid for. But again, we'll sort of see. There are lots of things, as you know, Tyler, that are claimed to be paid for, but ultimately have budget gimmicks instead of actually, real pay-fors. With that said, though, it does seem like, Congress, Democrats in Congress are very serious about raising taxes. Not that there should have been any sort of doubt about that. They've been very clear, maybe not as sort of draconian or as profound as what President Biden has proposed, but certainly taxes are going up, and that will be a meaningful pay for this Democratic only bill.
Before I turn to Kayla, one more for you, Libby, if I might. How are these proposals, or what parts of these proposals are most likely to affect investors, and how?
Yeah, I think the market obviously is very focused on the tax increases, especially on the corporate side, whether it's the corporate tax increase, which under Chairman Neal's proposal would go up to 26.5%, not the 28% that President Biden has proposed. Also, international tax increases. That's a real concern for a lot of multinational companies. But there's also a question on sort of the demand side here from kind of the consumer and the individual. President Biden spoke about the child tax credit, the child care tax credit. All of those things could potentially, marginally increase demand. And as he said, and I think it's very interesting, he's bringing up inflation, that they may actually dampen inflation as well because it increases labor supply and what have you. So I think that from kind of an investment perspective, obviously tax increases are really in focus, but I think there is sort of the demand picture and the potential for increased growth as well.
Kayla, it's nice to see you. Welcome back. Let's talk a little bit about the political calculus here, because it all comes down to votes and vote counting. The Democrats really couldn't have a narrower majority in the House, and they have really no majority in the Senate, except for the fact that the vice president would vote Democratic. The most powerful man in Washington right now is Joe Manchin of West Virginia, period. End of statement. What he wants is likely to be in this bill. What is the needle threading that is taking place right now on the House and Senate sides with respect to what the president has proposed?
Well, Tyler, it's great to be back with you as well. And certainly there's what Joe Manchin says in public, which is that he doesn't like the size of this package at $3.5 trillion. And also that he thinks that 25% is a better level for that top corporate tax rate for the largest corporations versus the 26.5% rate that Libby just mentioned. He met with the president last night. There was a fairly sanguine readout from the White House on that meeting. And certainly there will continue to be meetings behind the scenes, not just with Senator Manchin, but also Senator Sinema of Arizona, who is playing an equally outsized role in these negotiations as well. There is some wiggle room. The chief of staff acknowledged yesterday at the SALT conference that they're open to decreasing the size of some of these programs or the duration of some of these programs to bring that overall price tag down. But Tyler, I don't think it can be overstated that how much the White House decides to or has to give away on this package to bring those centrists to the table could also cost them some negotiating leverage with progressives down the line. For instance, here's a hypothetical that could play out. If the White House has to give a lot away to win those centrist votes and decrease the price tag of the package, then they may have to consider not reappointing Jerome Powell to lead the Fed in a couple weeks' time because they need to give progressives a win here. This is the calculus that is going on behind the scenes at the White House, where they're trying to figure out where these chips are going to fall and how much they need to give away to get some of those votes right now and how much they'll need to give away on the future on other policy issues.